I don't think too many of us are. So in any case, let's get started with this match and introduce our teams. We've got Don't Panic playing Drink Dotka, play Vodka. So let's introduce them right now. We've got an Omni Knight played by Vaganus. It's going to be a Crystal Madine. It's going to be played by QYI. Our carry anti-mage is going to be Wern. We've got a Norse Sand King. And finally our mid laner is going to be Little Wisp playing the Magnus. Now for Don't Panic, we're going to have a Lich handled by Can Gohan, the guy who asked us to cast this match. Mr. Mei playing the Husker. Hopefully does he become a Mei this match. Oracle is going to be System. We've got a Darvit Beastmaster, and finally, our Faceless Void. He's just hanging out here towards the mid lane, but he's probably going to go over to the safe lane soon. That's going to be a Reaper. Looks like we could have an engagement around this rune spot.
They're already. There's a lot of heroes here, but they've got all 5 on Radiant and only 3 on Dire, so...
I mean, I guess this could be a situation where you get a Magnus skewer up to the high ground and get a couple of heroes stuck there, but it's pretty easy to... like get out of that place now since they added pathing there. It used to be that if you got screwed up there you were stuck, but now it's a little bit easier to get off.
Yeah, only 2 cliff spots left in the game, and they are right by Roshan, so now it's top rune. No cliffing today. At least not yet.
Interesting matchup that we're setting up for bottom. So Sand King will be indeed in the offlane. Hasn't gone for a level just yet. He's missing a creep here. I guess he had a good block. But yeah, Caustic Finale against a Faceless Void. How do you think that's going to go for him?
It's gonna be painful. I've seen this kind of matchup on stream, just like a melee hero versus Sand King, like watching pro player streams, and it's like, it looks like hell to lane against, honestly. Just like constantly getting harassed by that explode damage.
Magnus already taking a lot of harass on mid by the Husker. This is, I think, a really difficult lane for him. Basically, you just need the Magnus to get a couple of levels, get RP up, and maybe find something off of that. But it's just so difficult to do that against a Husker that basically anytime you get close to the creep wave, he's just going to throw spears at you.
Yep, you're just gonna get lit on fire, and you're not gonna have a fun time. But he is 100 away from his bottle, so slowly working towards more regen.
I mean, you can always use the shockwave on the creeps to get a couple of last hits, but it really, I mean, look how little that does to the Husker. He's already low on health, has 1 level into Berserker's Blood. Just really hardly tickles him at all.
It is still a level 1 shockwave as well, so not best damage, but it's something. He gets 1 CS there. So.
Yep, 1 CS. Basically the lane is won now.
Meanwhile, Darvit top lane having a hard time. He had to go to the hard camp. I saw him. He's also at very low health. Waiting for the lane to push though to get some XP.
Well, he is at level 3, so it's not going too terribly for him, and it's not that difficult for a Beastmaster to really rotate into the jungle. He does get stunned up here by the Frostbite, but you know, he should be fine. Very tanky hero. It's kind of the same situation as the Magnus in the mid lane. Like, he's tanky, and the Husker will generally win this matchup. And it's kind of the same for the Beastmaster, except the Beastmaster, he has a pretty good avenue to rotate into the jungle. Actually, it's kind of interesting. Magnuses that don't do well on mid, is there a point to him even going in Iron Town possibly to get some farm in the jungle?
I would honestly think about it, because Iron Talon right now is honestly the best item in the game, in opinion, just because of the versatility that it allows. Like, if you have a bad start, or if your off lane's really hard, you just kind of buy an Iron Talon and you become the jungler, so...
Yeah, and especially in this game where he probably shouldn't be getting too much in lane against a Husker. Like, it's just so easy for Husker to turn anything around and find a couple of kills in the mid lane if you try to gank him or anything. Like, QII comes in, he's got the Frostbite available, and she's going to try to stay out of range of the Husker, but, I mean, even that Shockwave, it's hardly doing anything to Husker. He's just going to turn it right around and run right at the Magnus.
Yeah, he also had Inner Vitality on, so that would have been a pretty hard kill. And Oracle rotates in as well now, so...
One thing
Huskar definitely.
that seems to be a little bit lacking for Don't Panic is they don't have too many stuns. Like, they have a Beastmaster Roar and a Chronosphere, but other than that, they really don't have too much. And basically, so if they go for any pickoffs around the map, like maybe Huskar jumps on a hero, but if that hero TPs away, I mean, that's basically a wasted gank.
I mean, it depends on the hero. Oh gosh, bottom lane. Whew, Void was really close to death. He got burrow striked by Norse and barely time walked away. But anyways, yeah, the lockdown, the Huskar thing is that his ult does a lot of damage, and he's just gonna do a lot of damage himself, amp up his attack speed, and even if you try to TP out, you might just die to burning spears and fountain anyway. So.
Alright, so we have the double damage rune on the Huskar now. That's really not something you want to be up against. And actually, an Oracle... Did the Oracle just... No, he
The
didn't do
Oracle's just
anything.
sitting behind him.
Yeah, he's
so.
just there. It's kind of forcing a couple supports to be on the mid lane. And also, you noticed how...
Oh,
Yep.
got him.
So I was about to say how the supports rotating over bottom made it so that the Faceless Void was a little bit safer. But, yeah, I guess he was taking too much damage from the Caustic Finale, which is now level 3. So, really underestimating the damage there. And...
Such an awful spell to land against, man. It's just 170 explode damage. Basically every creep that dies, if you play it right, is gonna deal 170 magic damage.
But, I mean, it should still be manageable for the Faceless Void. He's got Time Walk. Like, if he doesn't get away from it, I feel like he's just being greedy.
Maybe. But he did have a shared tango given to him by the Lich. Maybe he didn't use that because they still see one in his inventory. I don't know if he was given a second one or if he just didn't use it.
Some good vision placed down by really both sides, giving some vision on the other side of the map. Be interesting to see what kind of information they have.
Ooh,
Oh,
mid lane?
Magnus. Maybe he gets a skewer back. He's got a couple of creeps chasing him. Still has that haste rune going. He gets blocked by them a little bit. Wasn't able to walk around. And Mr. May, he might even try to turn this around. Has the life break available, but no, just one hit from the Magnus. That's just 73 damage right to the face.
Yep. Really well played there just to get the frostbite, even with the poor skewer, but it all worked out in the end. They got the kill, so. Huskar's still pretty vulnerable at these lower stages, only 20% magic resistance, so from Berserker's Blood at very low health.
Yeah, that's just one of the problems. You only have so many skill points to invest at the beginning of the game, and Oracle gets a little bit of damage, lots from the creeps, but Magnus does not have any mana. The Arcane are not working well enough for him, as he just hasn't been able to get enough mana back for another Shockwave.
He's got Arcanes now, so that should hopefully help out.
But if he did have the Shockwave there, it probably would have been the Oracle dead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been really close, but it just did 100 some damage, it looked like. I guess 225 magic damage, so that sounds about right, but... You know, the anti-mage just has free farm. He has the highest CS in the game by far. No contesting. No contesting.
No congestion, no contesting.
No contesting. Ugh. English. It may be my first language and my only language, but apparently I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, some people aren't. It happens sometimes. Yeah, North continues to just dominate this bottom lane. Hasn't even gone for a level into Epicenter at all. He's got 4 into Caustic Finale. Might think about going for Lich, but he's just going to be completely fine there. He'll even move up here. I mean, maybe he gets caught out a little bit. Can Gohan just puts an Ice Blast on his face. Makes him all frostbitten on those nice Sand King features that he's got. Gets hit by another one. And he goes right for the Faceless Void. He time walks off a little bit, but it's not going to actually do anything. System, he's trying to get the Purifying Flames off, and Sand King's going to turn around, go for it. They need to get the good damage, but yeah, Burrow Strike. Yeah. At least they managed to turn around and get the kill, but another death for Faceless Void on for bottom. Over in the mid lane, Mr. May, he's moving forward. We've had Darvit. Oh, they've actually got enough pure damage on the Huskar. Well, Crystal Maiden still dies due to the Flaming Spears, but at least they turn around and kill Husker. That's 2 big kills on the map for the Dire side, and they lose an offlaner and a support for it. That's well worth it for them.
Yeah, the Void almost got away. He got a really lucky bash, but Burrow Strike just came off cooldown again, so got the extra damage he needed. And then, of course, gotta watch out for that heal bomb. It's no joke. 270 damage this early in the game hurts.
And remember that it's pure damage, so that means that it'll do full damage to the Husker.
Literally 270 damage.
Well, actually 270 damage.
Yep.
Another frostbite on Mr. May. Omniknight still roaming around the mid lane, 3 levels into the purification. And they're just faking out a little bit of the RP here. He is out of mana for it, so might want to try to find a couple of bottle charges in the river sometime. It seems like right now, Don't Panic, they're kind of at a loss. I mean, they don't have level 6 on an Oracle just yet. Beastmaster does not want to be in top lane at all. Like, an Anti-Mage at this point is probably going to do quite a bit to make him feel bad.
This Anti-Mage scares me, man. Is that his Battle Fury on the way? Career? Let me see.
No, it's just the Claymore. He still needs one more component, 1200 gold.
He's like 700 or 800 gold away from it, though. That's insane. That's really good.
Well, when you don't have anyone come to your lane and everybody's scared of you, it's pretty easy to farm up a Battle Fury.
Yep. And then he's gonna have the Empower on top of that. Magnus is looking to max that next over the Skewer, so...
Well, Darvid's gone over to top lane. The smoke has been broken, and the 2 heroes at top, they're basically all gone right now. Mr. May moves forward through the creeps. He really wanted to find something there. Looking at this Magnus Blink Dagger timing, he's at 1150 gold right now, so he'll have 1100 to get the full item. And Crystal Maiden is here.
I don't even know if it's smart to go something right now for the Huskar, because he doesn't quite have his armlet yet. He's 200 gold away from it. I would say just farm it up, dude. I guess he'll get it from this wave, but...
At this point, he should probably have the recipe being delivered to him, and then he could pick up the Blade of Attack from the side shop. That'd probably be a lot more efficient. QYI gets healed up a little bit. She goes for the ultimate, but it's not going to do a whole lot to Mr. May, who has the Fate's Edict on him. He's going to back away. Oh, Chain Frost coming around. It does no damage to the Crystal Maiden, but now it does as the Repel wears off. Do they get the lucky bounce? No, they don't have enough bounces at the end of it. It's going to be a double kill in the top lane. Mr. May, he's trying to back away from it. Anti-Mage, he's just going to go right for him, burning the mana. You burn barely any mana, and you want to go for that Mana Void on a Husker of all heroes. Not the best choice, so they lose 2 supports, which really could have been a lot worse. But Anti-Mage, he really just wants to get the little bit more gold that he needs to get to the Battle Fury. Very good timing for him. Oh, the Burrow Strike on Can Gohan. And Husker's going to jump right for the Anti-Mage, who just blinks away. Purification from the Omniknight, who has made his way back here. Mr. May, he's frostbitten up on the top lane. Here comes the Magnus RP on the 2. Mr. May, he's just going to watch as Norse gets the Burrow Strike through 2 for a double kill.
That was a fantastic rotation by the Magnus. Skewered in, RP'd both heroes, and then Norse gets a double
System's
kill,
been caught out. Frostbite keeps him there. No TP away for him. And, well, they turned the 2 support kills into a nice fight on the other side. I was kind of waiting for the Magnus to get into that fight. I mean, when people go that far underneath your tier 1 tower, it should be an easy TP into an RP, but he waits for the perfect moment, and he gets a great one off.
Patience, young Magnus-san. You must have it.
Yeah, but this little Wisp is a regular S4.
Norse has his Blink Dagger as well now, so once he hits level 10, gonna see some sick epis coming out.
Yeah, he still hasn't leveled that up yet.
I mean, it's generally a kind of a risk if you don't have Blink Dagger and level it up, right? Because there's things that can stop the channeling, although you'd have to commit a fair amount this game on Don't Panic side to stop it.
Well, right. I mean, all it takes is a stun or a silence to stop it, but Don't Panic have just the Roar, the Chronosphere, and the Chain Frost.
QWI?
Yeah, QII just turns around, though, and he's got the armlet going. Will-O-Wisp, he's going to keep going for this one. Purification helps QYI, even moves forward here, and maybe they catch out the Oracle. Repel from Omniknight. He's going to go forward. Oh, he could have healed up that creep. Possibly could have gotten a kill on Husker, but they just back up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And an anti-mage with his newly minted Battle Fury. Brown boots in the Battle Fury. So, I mean, a lot of people will tend to go power treads into Battle Fury. But anti-mage doesn't really need to with how free the lane that he had. And he gets it at about 13.5 minutes.
Yeah, not being contested at all makes it viable to not have treads first. Like, you're not getting pressured like he wasn't, so... And, I mean, he's almost to treads now, so he has the money for it.
Don't panic, they're just very far behind at this point. I mean, it's
going
not
for a
just
gank.
like... I mean, they're...
Sees it. Yeah, he has a ward there, he knows. Yeah, he's TPing. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, with that word, they have scouted out the Blink Dagger for Magnus. So at least they know that that is on the table now. Also, he had the bird up in the trees, giving him some extra vision.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hawk. So, double Blink Dagger now then. And as well as Blinkin from Anti-Mage. They have the initiation that they were relying on, like you said in the draft, so...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Still no Epicenter for Sand King. Hasn't made it to level 10 just yet. Fortify is going to wear off a bevy of TPs over to bottom. And, well, maybe the Sand King goes for the Burrow Strike. Could just find out system. I mean, he's seen him, but he's actually going to back away right now. Crystal Maiden looked for the deny, but wasn't able to get it. And with those boars slowing down the heroes, there's really no entry for the Dire into this one at all. Which is weird considering their fast Blink Dagger timings.
Yeah, maybe just not having Epi. They weren't confident in their damage since the heroes were all at full health, and they could easily just get Chrono turned around and roared and chain frosted down. Perhaps just seeing it is not worth it, sacking the T1. The offlane tier 1 is not that important anyway, so...
Man, this Magnus really likes to fake out the RPs. He's been doing it the whole game. You can tell that these guys really want to go for a fight. Like, basically all of their Blink Daggers have been scouted out, or should have been scouted out. I mean, what happens in certain tier games, you never know. So, perhaps they didn't. But they should know that the initiation could come very quickly from don't drink vodka or whatever.
And, Beastmaster finally getting his Necro Book pretty late, but Dire gonna wrap around the jungle. They're gonna spot out the Lich.
Yeah, they're gonna spot out the Lich, but the Crystal Maiden is the one chasing him down, one of the slower heroes on the map.
Put a word behind that tier 1 though.
Yeah, some good vision.
Oh, they kill the courier on the way back, so at least he got his Necro, but now Radiant should know. They should be trying to hide and run away.
Yeah, it's only a Necro level 1.
Yep.
And meanwhile, all alone at the top lane, Anti-Mage just farming up, has his Vlad's, I think, completed. Should be nearly complete. I guess he still needs the Ring of Basilius. Wait, that doesn't make it anymore. I'm stupid.
Yeah, it does.
It does?
You just needed the Sage's Max. It's Basilius, Headdress, Morbid Recipe.
Yep.
He basically has. He has the Ring of Regen on him, so...
I knew that. I was testing you. It's good. You passed. You would think that I'd know what like builds up a Vlad since I play Orso a lot. In any case, still no pushing coming on from Drink, Dotka. QYI?
I think they're just still leaning on their anti-mage, only gonna really push. Oh.
Well, easy Lich kill. Yeah. He barely stood there, but over in the lane, I mean, he's getting a bit of a go on him. Repel is down. He's going to get yelled at. He's healing up a little bit thanks to the Purifying Flames, but he's not going to be enough. Oh, Magnus just charges right out of the Chronosphere, gets an RP on the 2. Darvit, so much damage. Oracle should be next to fall, but no. He's just going to use the False Promise on himself and most likely die at the end of it. Doesn't even have the TP to be able to get away, and, well, at least he managed to buy out before dying. That's a little bit of efficiency had there, but they thought they might have had an Omni Knight, but it gets turned around on them, and it's a 4-for-1.
Well, they did get the Omni Knight, but that was a fantastic skewer by Little Wisp there. Just the fact that he got that made those 2 kills that he got on the Oracle and the Beastmaster possible, because if he gets chronoed there, they just get caught in the chrono. I don't actually know if they die. They might have turned it around anyway if he gets chronoed, because they have just a head in items, period, it seems like.
I'm
Now
looking
they're
at
gonna
this
push it through
anti-mage.
2.
I mean, 179 last hits at 19 minutes, 1-0-2, 2,000 gold in the bank, and he's also got an Empower on his side, so this anti-mage is doubly strong at this point.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
hitting
has
for
fallen.
over 200. He hurts. He is definitely not someone you want to mess with.
And with the Vlads, they have the option to even go for a Roshan if they wanted to.
He's got Yasha money too, man. Like, good lord, this is gonna be some insane timing.
I guess another question is, what does the Magnus go for? He's on 2,500 gold, Blink Dagger already purchased. What's really the next step for this mag?
He could go Force Staff. Doesn't really work in the Chrono, but it is pretty decent against Huskar. The life break damage as well as the slow from it. It's like a 40% move slow, which is pretty good Noxus. So Force Staffing someone away from that, just not taking any risks. Also, I think you can Force Staff at a Fortune's End. So I'd like to see that. Of course, the aggressive option is the Shadow Blade. You can go Invis and scout out beforehand, and then RP. So he's got 2 options ahead of him, and he's saving his gold right now. So be interesting to see.
Oracle Husker, a combo that doesn't really do badly in too many matches, but this game, they're pretty far behind, and they're going to get a TP over to mid. Oh, Force Staff on Crystal Maiden, but wasn't quite able to catch out the Void there.
Void does have Chrono backup, so, but he had no backup. So even if he did Chrono there, it would have been more of a defensive Chrono to keep himself from dying, but I don't think he would have Chrono to Solace Crystal Maiden. They don't have vision there, so they wouldn't have seen the Magnus rotating over.
Beastmaster's still working on his Necro books. I'm still just like, you have the Aegis on Anti-Mage, and it's not really a hero that needs to work with like the rest of the team. Like, you can just go split push, they can go as 4, use a Aminite ultimate, and just keep everybody safe for a while, maybe even TPs into the fight if he really wants to. But it's just, it seems like a very simple game right now for Drink Dotka.
They're gonna go for a 5-man smoke though. There's the line drawn. They know exactly where they want to go. Oh, there's a smoke on smoke.
Anti-Mage. He's going to get yelled at. He's just indecisive, and Darvit turns around. Chronosphere on the 5, so let's see if there's going to be anything here. Chain Frost just bouncing all over the place. Norse nearly down, but that keeps him safe for a little bit longer. Unfortunately, the Sand King has died. Look at that! Skewered them back, right back into the Crystal Maiden ultimate. 4 heroes down. They're chasing down the Husker. Mr. May. They're going to miss the Shockwave, and Husker, I just see no way for him to get out of this one. They've got Mr. Wern chasing down the Husker. Magnus, he's getting his Blink Dagger canceled, so maybe when the skewer comes up, he's able to get back into it. But Husker just going to walk away. It's a bit tanky too, so they go back in the mid lane and possibly try to take a tier 2 tower.
Yeah, and the Void was indecisive there, I think. He, casted the Chrono, but then he backed away really hard. The Beastmaster also had a moment's hesitation. He probably should have just used Roar as soon as he saw the AM. Although he did see the other heroes, and he doesn't have a blink, so it's not like he can really blink away. So, just a really rough fight there for Don't Panic.
Another tower gets taken for them. There's only 1 outer tower remaining now. And, they basically, in the last fight, Don't Panic had a perfect fight. They had Chrono on 5, Chain Frost over everything, and still, they couldn't win. It was a 4-for-1. They took down a Sand King.
Yeah, only level 1 Chain Frost, so not as much damage. And like I said, the Void wasn't really going in and right-clicking on heroes. He got 2 clicks in on the Void, and the Huskar seemed late to the party. So, because he was the one running away, and he did finally get out, but I don't know. He just wasn't there for damage, I suppose.
Yeah, this was a case where being fashionably late just did not help at all. And with the Dragon Lance, he had a couple of ways to really do some good damage inside the Chronosphere, but even then, his attack speed wouldn't be too quick. So I'm still doubting his effectiveness. Maybe they take down another hero, but it doesn't really seem that great.
Yeah, the Oracle was also So artist on or
Dire's
no, never
middle
mind, it
tower
wasn't.
has fallen.
Or yes, it was. It was used on Beastmaster in the
Are fortified.
fight. I thought it was used on the Sand King, that's why he died. But then I was like, wait, they're on different teams.
Radiant's top
But
tower has fallen.
yeah, there would be no Oracle,
Dire's middle
so
tower
could
is
have been a
under
risky
attack.
engagement. Could have just been
Radiant's
5
bottom
for
tower
2.
is under attack.
Well, the Dire are going to back up to deal with Mr. Mei. Chris made an ultimate, not going to be enough. And I mean, that arrives at the scene a little bit late. There is going to be a Sand King going in, Burrow Strike on his face, and the pure damage from the Purification is going to be good. Vagonis, he gets jumped on. He's going to take a little bit of damage thanks to the Burning Spears, but he uses the Guardian Angel to stay alive. And they're just going to run back up mid. He's down for 47 seconds. I mean, basically, Don't Panic had the same combo that happened at the Roche fight. But there's no possibility of a Husker this time.
Yeah, may really need that Huskar. He's pretty much all their damage right now. Void doesn't even quite have the defusal. I think he's like, I think it's 750 for a recipe or 700. So he's
another 4-man Chrono, but this time there's no Chain Frost.
there's absolutely no follow-up whatsoever.
And this is basically a situation where the Void comes out of the game, and he's like, well guys, at least I got some Chronospheres. And that's about it. Aegis gets reclaimed. They keep going for these racks, and there's still an RP somewhere here. And he's going to go in. Oh, doesn't get the... Well, Skewer's on cooldown. Norse takes down the Necro Creep, gets healed up by the Omni Knight, so he's still completely fine. One little snap of his pincers, and he takes down that ranged Rax. And for some reason here, the Russian folks are just going to back away from the racks. Mr. Mei has the life break. He goes right for QYI, goes into the ultimate, but it's not going to happen. It's the same story as last time. Epicenter RP combo onto 2. Again, a very weird mana void, but Mr. Mei is going to very quickly die. And Wern, he's going to have to act quickly. Nope. Yeah.
No, he has repel on him.
Well, I meant that if the Flaming Spears were going on after the repel was over, like he could have died there. But
No, there was a lot of time left, so
Yeah.
he's fine.
Is under attack.
Yeah, just a really good RP, canceling any like follow-up initiation on after the Huskar by Little Wisp. He's just had a very standout game this game.
kind of a double Raxing from Drink Dotka.
Radiant's
And
bottom
even
tower
the
is
Husker
under
comes in. Oh, he wanted to go for the skewer there. You can tell he really wanted it. He's going to get Force Staff back into his team. Mr. Mei stepping up a little bit here. Repel's going to be used onto Little Wisp, and Little Wisp just goes for the skewer back. And can they take down Mr. Mei? Anti-Mage fighting him, man fighting him to the core. Is that Chain Frost going to be able to nope? It just jumps onto the Anti-Mage, shares it with the Magnus. Wern burning down. Purification helps him out a little bit more. He's still taking damage from the Burning Spears, but now he's been repelled. Does he decide to go back in here? He's on a little bit of health. Tien Reaper could probably do quite a bit against him. Diffusal Blade gets used. Another Shockwave, probably going to ward off Reaper. But Anti-Mage is able to blink out. And that's a full set of racks, so they pick up 2. There's only 1 remaining until Drink Dotka, win Vodka. Get to the Mega Creeps.
Yeah, and the Oracle actually disarms his Huskar there while he was fighting. He had no ultimate at the time, and I don't know why he just didn't Purifying Flames. Like, at this point in the game, you might as well do it. He has Max Berserker's Blood. Your second laner Rax is going down. Like, you just kind of have to take risks. You know, it's 28 minutes into the game, so... But instead, he disarms him and can't attack. So, fewer heroes leave dead.
We're just kind of biding our time here. No Aegis for another... Well, it's actually going to be pretty close to another Aegis. There's a little Stout Shield hanging out inside the Roche pit, so we should find the timing on it pretty soon. I think that's when the final push is going to come from Drink Dotka.
Yeah, the Sand King has his Aghanim Scepter as well, so increased Burrow Strike range and Caustic Finale applied on everything that gets Burrow Striked. And he's almost out of Yules as well, so very farmed Sand King. As well as a Magnus who has Silver Edge actually. He had a Shadow Blade in his stash, but now he has a Silver Edge to deal with the Huskar, so...
Well, I don't think they're going to wait for the Roshan at all. They're just going to smoke up, run right down the mid lane. See if they can catch anyone out. They're going to have to face that full combo once again. Chain Frost coming off cooldown. See if they're able to catch anyone out. Do they have the vision here? They have full vision inside the base. They could go for the huge combo. Are they going to get it? Oh, Magnus, he blinks in. Where's the RP? He gets it on the 2. There could be a Chronosphere pretty soon, and they catch 4 in it. But there's going to be Epicenter. He's caught his team in there, too. Sand King just joins the party inside the Chrono. And, well, Guardian Angel gets used. Little Wisp. He's got no damage on him with the Repel. And they cannot take care of him at all. I feel like the Husker was just going to keep attacking him, even though he had Repel and Guardian Angel on him. And that's going to do it for game number 1. Drink Dotka, win vodka. They do exactly that. No word yet on the vodka, but we'll see if they get it after game number 2.
Dire victory.
Yep, just really good Guardian Angel coming out of that Chronosphere. Things look pretty bleak anyway, but good ult nonetheless. So well played by Drink Vodka. Or Drink Dotka.
Drink Dotka, don't get it wrong.
Drink Dotka, win the vodka.
Drink
There we
Dotka,
go.
win vodka. That's going to do it for game number 1. Just a little bit too much aggression from our DD boys. And, well, there was some good team fights for the Radiant. Maybe they work on that in game number 2 with a little bit more beef behind it. I'm Pythian. He's Knee. You can follow us. Or Nye, sorry. As in Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be back here with game number 2 in a few moments. Follow us on Twitter. You got the words at the top right of the screen. You can go click on those. And for now, we'll be back with game number 2 in just a few moments. Stay classy, guys.